Okay, back in the garage with the 912. It's been a while since I've been in here. It's still here. I'm waiting on my engine to be rebuilt, but let me show you what I've been up to and what I'm gonna be doing today. If you've been following this series, you guys know that, I've pretty much refreshed everything. And I just went around the car and actually tightened up all the brake lines and just made sure that everything was secure. So I'm gonna go ahead and lower the car down and bleed the brakes. So I do have a power bleeder. I'll go ahead and do that. I got some new tires. Check out these tires. I ended up going with the Sprint Classics. They're 185/70 R15s on the original steel wheels that the car came with. I did want to go with the Pirelli CN36 tires. They were just like double the price, so it just made more sense to go with the Verdestin Sprint Classics. These are supposed to be great tires. I do like the Pirellis. They were on, well, there was two Pirelli tires on this car, and then I think all the years that the car had been sitting, they just replaced them with some cheapy Kumos or whatever, so that they could roll it around, I suppose. Since you guys have seen this car last, I have done a few jobs. Nothing really major. I feel like this video shouldn't even serve as a part to this, refresh, rebuild series on this car. Gonna go ahead and set this stuff up, get going. Really cool to be around the car again. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thanks a lot for watching. This is very strange. I'm in here today. I have had a list this entire time of all of the things to do, on this car, and it is a serious list. Just, it helps your mind to have a list and just to kind of go, step by step. And I'm basically done with my list. There's only a few things left, and one of them is to remove this door card so I can pull the handle and take it to a locksmith to get these blank keys that I have cut. When I bought the car, the guy could not find the key, so it's kind of exciting. This is one of the first items I wrote down to do on this car. This is a nice car. This thing is so nice. This should be your door. Oh, this thing's locked up. That's why somebody screwed this thing up. So I just learned something. This is what you push on the inside to open the door. When I got the car, I didn't have the button on the driver's side, and I just figured that's, missing or whatever. But when I just pulled the door card off and took it all apart, that rod was actually sitting down inside. So sometimes you win. All right, you don't win them all, but sometimes you win. And so what happened was, this plastic, there's a little plastic piece here that that this rod threads to. You push it with your thumb, it moves the lever, which on the bottom side is connected to a rod that goes to your your door handle, and so when you push it in, that opens your door. This thing's plastic and it broke, so I thought I might need to pull the passenger side apart to see how it works, but it's real simple. So yeah, I'll just have to order this little plastic piece. The reason that this broke was because I think they tried to spray lithium grease or some kind of grease in here, but when I took the thing apart, this thing was completely seized up. It wouldn't work at all. So I just kind of assumed, maybe I'm gonna need to buy a new one or whatever. And I just took the thing apart. Let's see, can you see it? Let's see, there we go. I just took it apart, and there was so much grease in this spring that the spring wouldn't work, and I don't know, maybe it was because the grease was just in there for such a long time in the garage and it cooked and baked and hardened, but this thing works perfect. Sweet, that's really cool. So I'll be able to open the door from the inside without ordering more than just this little plastic piece. It's probably $87. This is a fun day for me. So much of the hard work is done, And this is one of the first items I had on my list to go and get a key cut for this car. So, let's go. Today's a great day. I may not have a running engine, but I did get my key back. Got 3 keys to the car now. And pretty excited to make sure that this thing works in the ignition cylinder. There's about a 1% chance that this car has a different key in the door lock than the ignition cylinder. Certain cars that had a locking steering column had a different key in the 60s. I don't know. There's so much information on all this kind of stuff, I'm not sure. But I'm just going to put the thing in, make sure it works. Oh. It's not working. Okay, false alarm, it does work. Yep, we're good to go there. That's good. Okay, I've got the battery connected. Okay. Alright, well, I've been wanting to see if this radio would come on. Since I can't start the car yet, I can at least... Okay, so my lights come on. Let's see if the antenna goes up. Well, that, I don't... Maybe the car's got to be running. I don't know. Yeah, it probably has to be running or something. Okay. Well, it was worth a try. Well, I was gonna just clean this one up originally, then I found a decent deal on one. But now I'm looking at it, and it's like, maybe I'll just clean up my original one, because like, look, there you go. I mean, yeah, I guess the guy didn't really tell me that a bunch of these were like, not right. A lot of these are not like fit right. So, either way, I mean, you can bend these. Previous owner painted this thing, so I don't know. Maybe I'll just Dremel this and clean it with like a wire wheel. So I just took maybe 30 minutes or so and did my best to get the bars straight on the one that I bought. A couple times I just took a clamp, just would clamp this and clamp this. You know, you have to bend these basically. You just got to get those tighter so that they press onto here. This one I still got to work on. Anyway, it looks pretty good. I was just sick of seeing the black grill on the car. I hated that. All right. So this one, like I said, it's not perfect. If you look at a lot of these old cars, you'll see how wavy these grills are. And I can make it a little better. But I'm not mad at that. You know, this isn't a perfect car. I'm not trying to have it be concourse. It looks pretty good. And, you know, whether I use that one, I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up with this. This one's just a better one. It's just a little nicer. So I'll fix this one. But for the time being, that looks way better. Yee! I just had it in my head that when I drive this thing for the first time, I want it to look right.
Tengo que salir de aquí, no tengo pa' dónde darle. Tengo que salir de aquí, no tengo pa' dónde darle. La neta me ha ido mal y no sé cómo aliviarme.
This is the first time the car has been back on the ground since I put it up on the lift 5 months ago. It's sitting stupid high right now, but that's all right. I'll adjust that later. And there's no motor. There's no motor in the rear, so the rear is gonna sit high because there's no weight. But you know, the front suspension's kind of easy to change. Bleeding the brakes was a debacle, and so I didn't really film very much. I spilled brake fluid. It actually pissed out of the overflow underneath the car, luckily, but made a big old mess. And I ran into a few other problems just bleeding the brakes. It was just a nightmare. It was just one of those days just in the garage that just nothing really seemed to go very well. Just about to actually just leave and drive back to where we live. We live a couple hours away from this car now. And my best friend's father-in-law comes in and he's like, "Here, dude, want me to help you?" So he helps me actually just do the old manual, you know, step on the brake pedal. The power bleeder that I use is an absolute joke. I've only used it 2 or 3 times and it leaks. It's just, the thing sucks. So anyway, psyched to have the thing back on the ground. All right, well that's it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed. This edit was a little bit different just because I was under some time constraints this week. If you're new to the channel, I post a video every Thursday. I do my best. We've got a new baby at home, so I'm doing my best to edit these and keep it going week after week. We'll see. We'll see how long I can keep this going. I'm trying to kind of figure out this year whether or not this channel is going to be able to endure long term, because currently it is growing at a snail pace. It is growing, but it's a snail pace. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. Later on.